Council of the Township of Terrace Bay hereby acknowledges that we are in the Robinson Superior Treaty Territory, that the land with which we gather is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and the Métis. Additions and deletions. I believe we have a couple of additions.
Correct.
Okay. So there'll be 6.1 and 6.1B and 6.3C. That's the 2023 conferences for Noma and Amo and Crystal Ridge Ski Hill Reannual Family Day event. So, I'd like to call that to order. All in favor? Opposed, anybody? That's carried. Okay, disclosure of interest. Is there anybody with a disclosure of interest in there? No? Hearing none, we'll move on to the minutes from the regular council meeting held Monday, January 16th, 2023. Are there any errors or omissions? Hearing none. Resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting held Monday, January 16th, 2023 be approved as presented. All those in favor? Okay, reports from administration, CEO clerk. Go ahead, Ron.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. So we attended the Roma conference from the 23rd to the 25th of January. We had 3 delegations scheduled: Ministry of Health, Ministry of Culture, Tourism and Sport, and also one with Ministry of Transportation, but it's staff only. So all in all, the delegations were fairly positive. We had positive feedback from everybody. Probably the most engaging with Ministry of Health. We discussed EMS with them. Really, not much else to say about the delegations. In terms of the sessions, myself, I was able to attend one on recycling and the transition program that's going to be happening in Terrace Bay in 2024. One of the interesting things I learned is that the ICI sector will not be supported by the transition. So industrial, commercial, institutional, if we do provide service to those customers, that service will terminate with the new contractor or our existing contractor when they take over. So we'll have to figure something out there and how to capture those recyclables going into the future. The other session I attended was on insurance. The focus there was on joint several liability, but also on pool insurance, which is growing in popularity in the States, actually. So the American presenter, but report here anyway, so I'll turn it over to you. And
the one that I went to hoping to get a little more information out of was how to attract developers to your community. Unfortunately, it's more geared to Southern Ontario and larger communities, but it does have some interesting aspects to it where, you know, there's basically they're telling us that the proper way to do it now is we're going to have to go out and farm these relationships on our own and try to bring developers here. And basically, we're going to have to convince them that it's a place to do business. The cities tend to be able to put a lot more money into it. I don't know that how it's ever going to work with us, but it is something I think we're going to have to like explore. If we're looking for housing development or anything, we have to look to the private sector to do it. I think we got to look at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the things that really stood out was the conversation around Airbnbs. That was a very, I think 3 of us were in that one, and the very kind of degrees of engagement councils have had as far as bylaws go and regulating kind of the Airbnb sector. I'm really thankful we only have one that we have to maybe think about at the moment and work from there, but it's very fascinating.
Yeah, that one was pretty interesting because basically they're telling us that we better get out in front and regulate it.
That's it, yeah.
Not to let it get out of hand because a couple of them did and it really caused some grief. Yeah. So if that becomes a common thing here, we are going to have to put policies in place. And
it may be beneficial for us to do that before it becomes a common thing, so we can get ahead of it and not have to grandfather anything in. And
are there like municipalities there that sort of presented ones already in place or whatnot? Because I know Toronto has something that just came into effect recently. I was reading.
Yeah, no, they had CAOs from both communities or both cities. They were telling us what they went through, the struggles and the positives with it. And
right.
there were some struggles, there are a lot of positive things out of it. Mostly it boils down to like, in our case, probably one of the simplest things would be, when somebody decides to set up an Airbnb, if there's say multiple units or what parking and what the yard looks like and all that, and we'd have to look at it, does it fit our official plan, and if it doesn't, do we have to make amendments? And basically, we would have to put the policies in place, so if someone that wanted to build one or convert one would know what they'd have to go through before it happened.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the issues, if you haven't read the news on it much, is also, a neighborhood can be full of Airbnb, so you really have no idea who your neighbors are at that point. Even noise complaints, kind of those big party scene houses as well, which, the multiple levels. It's probably something for us to explore further to get ahead of.
The MTO delegation was good because they gave us their assurance they are moving ahead with it at some point. They have a plan in place. Hopefully, we'll hear more in the next few months as the snow starts and they develop it.
Cool.
There we go. Finance, Danny.
No.
No. Oh, the addition. Oh, yeah. Okay, so District Municipal League, 23rd, 24th of March. It's always been our policy that that's a league that we support to easily send any member of council and the mayor that want to go. So usually we say 4, right? Plus the CAO, 5 to attend it.
All members of council,
Yeah.
usually, it's been our practice to allow all members of council to attend.
Yeah, yeah.
Municipal league and,
So what we'll do is resolve that council approves 5 members of council to attend the Thunder Bay District Municipal League Conference on March 23rd and 24th. All those in favor? Okay. There you go. And our next one. So, the NOMA Conference, Northern Ontario Municipal Association, it's in Thunder Bay this year. It's April 26th to 28th. Again, same thing. It's one of our local ones. We support all members of council going to it. So 5 members. This one is a really good conference to go to because you get to meet everybody from, I believe it's Wawa, right, to the Manitoba border, pretty close, eh?
White River.
White River.
Yes.
So it's one time we can get together and talk to a lot of, share the same ideas and the same ethics. So it's resolved the council approve 5 members of council to attend the NOMA Conference in Thunder Bay on April 26th to 28th, 2023. All those in favor? And yeah. And the AMO Conference. Usually we send,
If I may.
oh, yes.
In the first year of a new council, we typically send 3. Otherwise, we typically only send 2 members of council and 1 administrative. Because it's first year would basically be the opposite of who attended Roma.
Yeah.
If those people can attend. So if somebody cannot attend, we would substitute them. So
what we'll do is we'll just put down 3 members to attend the AMO Conference. You're gonna try to go, right?
I
Chris?
can.
And I think Bert and Paul.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if anybody can't go, just let Jen know and we'll arrange it. So resolve the council through 3 members of council to attend the AMO Conference in London on August 20th to 23rd, 2023. All those in favor? That's carried. No. Okay, now we got Danny, finance.
Every year, council must pass a bylaw to impose an interim tax levy prior to the adoption of estimates for the current year. Section 317 of the Municipal Act allows the municipality to impose this bylaw. This levy facilitates the financing of operations and eliminates or reduces the need to borrow. The act limits the amount to be levied on any property to 50% of the total amount levied on the property in the previous year for municipal and educational purposes. Points 2 and 3 of the bylaw describe how the properties that have had assessment changes are to be taxed 50% of the 2021 rate, of the applicable tax class will be applied to the property's assessed value. By passing the interim tax levy bylaw, we proceed with the first cycle of tax. They will be mailed out in early March, due dates coming in 2 installments, March 30th, March 31st, and April 30th, 2023. The financial implications. Approving this bylaw will produce approximately 1.859 million in tax revenue, 1.568 million belonging to the municipality. The options are A, to approve the 2023 interim tax levy bylaw, and the relevant bylaw be brought forward, or B, do not approve the 2023 interim tax levy bylaw, ask administration to make changes as directed. The recommendation is off me.
Okay. So, anybody have any questions on that? No, okay. So it's resolved, the council approved the 2023 interim tax levy bylaw and that the relevant bylaw be brought forward. All those in favor?
There you go.
Thank you, Danny.
There you go. Luke, community development supervisor, welcome.
I assume the skill one goes last with the amendments. Still going with that.
Correct.
Yeah. Town for Terrace Bay supports local youth by employing high school and post-secondary students during a summer break. To offset summer student wages, administration annually applies to the federal program, Canada Summer Jobs, and the provincial summer experience program. In 2022, the township was approved for $24,689 of a requested $91,907. In January 2023, administration submitted an application to both programs requesting a total of $90,834. If approved, these funds will be used to offset wages of pool lifeguards, rec maintenance laborers, public works laborers, and or to tourism information center attendants. Excuse me. Additionally, Superior Country has applied for a fully funded tourism information center attendant on behalf of Terrace Bay and Superior municipality. If approved, the Superior Country student will work exclusively in Terrace Bay and be overseen by township administration. We will not know the status of either program applications until early May. Financial implications range from $0 to $90,834.
Okay. So how confident are you're gonna hit that number?
Of the 90,000,
Yeah,
not very confident
not very confident?
in that. I don't believe. Your search to the clear, we've never received the total ask.
Okay,
They regularly fund our request. Essentially, we look for the maximum amount of students, the maximum amount of weeks for those students. So for example, last year for the rec maintenance students, we requested 15 weeks and they funded 8 weeks. Okay. So we're very likely to receive some funding. We don't know what that amount will
chances are similar to the previous years.
most likely.
Okay,
The program typically oversubscribed, or they say, and that's why they don't fund us the maximum amount.
any questions, Gary?
Do you have like a priority list of which position you absolutely want the most? Or how do you determine, I mean, I know it's based on what grants you're approved for, but how do you determine which student gets hired for what position?
Like
do you-
where those funds are allocated to.
Yeah, is that all?
So within the grant, you write down what positions, like there's a big section of
Yeah.
what positions you select, as well as the justification of it.
Yeah.
And then when those grants are reviewed, they'll say, we funded 3 of your 6 lifeguard positions.
Yeah.
Even though the writing is the exact same for all the positions.
So you don't get too much of a say as to what positions would get filled?
Correct.
Okay,
And then when it comes to which student gets that funding, it just comes.
I'm not asking that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Thanks, Luke.
thanks, Luke. Okay, so the next one, we go to the ski hill, right?
No, B trillion fund.
Oh, the trillion fund, all right, sorry.
Township of Terrace Bay directly and indirectly facilitates and supports a variety of recreation opportunities for youth, adults, and seniors in our community. Many past recreation opportunities and some existing opportunities can be tied to Terrace Bay's 1990 Recreation Master Plan. On January 30th, administration submitted an application to the Ontario Trillium Fund's Resilient Communities Fund. If successful, Terrace Bay will receive $99,100 in funding to procure a 10-year recreation and culture master plan from a qualified consultant. This funding stream is designed to support organizations develop new approaches, plan for future challenges, and will assist administration in meeting the dynamic recreation needs of Terrace Bay residents. Administration does not expect to learn the results of this application until May 2023. Financial implications: the Ontario Trillium Fund's Resilient Communities Fund is a fully funded grant and therefore will not have financial implications to the township of Terrace Bay.
Okay, questions or comments? This sounds like a good grant, if we get it, it's gonna be very helpful to us. Okay, what's next?
Addition.
The addition. Yeah. E-Hill, okay. Luke.
Right. Back to the request from the Trestle Ridge Ski Club regarding their annual free family day event. The organizers are seeking sponsorship similar to previous years. Supporting a free event encourages beginner, novice, and experienced skiers and snowboarders to enjoy a day at Trestle Ridge Ski Hill. This annual event, typically Trestle Ridge's most popular day, often attracting first-time users who during the day develop a passion for downhill skiing. Financial implications. Sponsorship of the 2020 free family day skiing cost the township $1,393. This amount is a combination of lift passes, rental equipment, and student wages. 2023 sponsorship is expected to be of a similar value. Options. Option A, sponsorship for Trestle Ridge Ski Club free family day event, where the cost of the operation on February 20th, 2023 is paid by the township of Terrace Bay. Option B is do not approve sponsorship Trestle Ridge Ski Club free family day event, direct administration otherwise. Recommendation is option A.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
No, I've been before, it's well attended, and he's right that it does promote people who wouldn't normally go to get out because of the free cost. And that does, build, the user base over the years. So yeah, I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I'm of the same opinion. I think every year that since we've incorporated it, we started to do it, it's been very well received. Ski Hill management guys, Paul and Kathy love the fact that we do it. I think it's a great event, and I hope we keep going with it.
Yeah, it's good add-on.
So,
Yeah, it speaks well of our community, say we're investing in recreation and particularly younger people and families. Do we know, is it any resident of any community that shows up that day, or is it strictly Terrace Bay residents?
Even if that has just been any attendee.
yeah, I believe whoever showed.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so it's resolved that council approves sponsorship of the Trestle Ridge Ski Club's free family day event for the cost of operation on February 20th, 2023 is paid by the township of Terrace Bay. All those in favor? Carried.
Well, it's nice to make people that invest in their community happy.
Okay. Payroll, passing of accounts. Resolve the council approves the payroll register for December 2022 pay period 25 and 26 in the amount of $109,824.76. All those in favor? Okay. Everybody will be happy they're getting paid. Okay, what do we got next? I don't believe that's it, eh? We're doing bylaws. Okay, moved by Gary Aduno, seconded by Christie Ray. Resolve the council approve the bylaw to provide an interim tax levy for the year 2023. Be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed and numbered on the 6th day of February 2022. All those in favor? Yeah. I guess we'll go to questions there, John. We have no other business there. Resolution. Are there any questions from the gallery?
Just going with, you guys are looking for, business growth, down in the waterfront community or finding, private sector investors to, support new housing in the township of Terrace Bay. And, what kind of steps are township of Terrace Bay willing to take or justified to find these investors?
As far as what you mean,
Producing, say, a new, multiple housing community, like a new Crescent or, apartments, Airbnbs, cabins, chalets.
okay, we do have, the potential to actually open a couple of streets in town, right? We have one that's ready or almost ready. Right, we did, there would still be more work involved, and that would be, we'd be open to any developer coming in and wanting to talk to us about it.
What kind of, process do we have to organize to get a meeting if they, someone knows of some investors that are interested in developing in Terrace Bay?
I would say, get yourself a package together, make an appointment through through John, Paul, the CAO. He will, meet with you guys and, see where it goes from there, and then if it warrants the council sitting down with you, we would definitely be open to it.
Yeah.
But the proper way to do it would be to run it through administration first.
Yeah. I read the 2013 beachfront community plans of it.
Mhm.
I understand most of what's come from. I feel like maybe though how much the investor would cost for the 65 million example, kind of would have to do it in sections. I would feel like maybe just possibly focusing on the assets and the stuff we have in their community, like already pre-built houses, our roads, or accessibility, black thing like that, that sort. So would be able to edit like a package through, seeing what the 2012, 2013 package was. Is that kind of suited off that and the numbers with what you guys have down for that?
Yeah, that 2012, well, that was when we did the study down. But through by the golf course,
The full waterfront.
the full waterfront development, right?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've even really looked at that, I thought of it, but yeah. Although we did shelf it for a while, it was never given up on, it was just at the time, it just. Didn't look at feasible at the time to go forward.
There
was not enough
going
interest
on.
Yeah,
You gotta really market what you want best for the
Yeah.
town.
I don't think we would be opposed to dusting that off again and having a look at it if the right opportunity arose. You know, there are other areas though too, like there's down off of Terrace Heights, there is a couple of crescents there that could be developed. But we also have some vacant lots that are currently up for sale right now in the municipality that are fully serviced at this time.
Yes,
And we would entertain any offer on them, you know, through, if it would be done through a realtor, I believe right now, right, John, a realtor has it. But
Pardon?
right now, the lots that we do have up for sale that are serviced, they're marketed through a realtor through, was it Royal, no. Remax, whatever. You could get a hold of Wendy Christie and you could talk to her and.
I feel the investors would like to say develop at least 20 to 30 housing in an area of value is probably their main goal.
I would encourage you to put something together and get a hold of John and we'll see where we go from there. I would think we would be very interested in it.
Yeah, it's like I said, all parties come together and
Yeah.
just, you know, nothing wrong with talking.
Mhm. No, I think that it would be something really to look into and I look forward to it if you guys can put something together and you get a hold of us.
Important. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
There is one comment, not a question,
Oh.
so it's up on the screen, for council. You want me to read it?
I can't read that.
Hi, council, this is a comment, not a question, although I fully understand the importance of attending conferences. This year will be the toughest budget year Terrace Bay has seen in many years, which suggests reducing the number of council attending conferences. Even the local ones, just a money saving idea to add to the list of controlling this tough budget we are facing.
Valid concern. But I also realize, or feel that we get great,
Return.
results or returns from this. Cause, we get to talk to a lot of municipalities and councilors that are going through some of the same issues we are, and sometimes you can forge relationships and partnerships. And now more than ever, I think that's gonna be important. If we can work together on something or share ideas to look at some of the things we wanna do over the next 3.5 years, I think we have to do it.
Yeah, and I can speak being the new counselor on the block here, having gone with Rick and Paul and John on this last one. Like it was a good investment. I think it was a worthwhile investment. For sure, being having the opportunity to go with another counselor who's been there before, certainly valuable personally. I totally understand it. I mean, one of the simplest ways to save money, we probably will, is carpool Thunder Bay to the next one, or the next two.
Yeah.
More than likely we'll do that. Didn't really work out as much last time, but I mean, that's instant savings right there, so. Comment.
Anything else? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Next meeting. So. Moved by Gary, seconded by Chris, resolved that the next regular council meeting be held on Tuesday, February 21st, 2023. All those in favor? Carried.